Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any videos that I have made in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. The goal of my YouTube channel is to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, fun, so you can make it as part of your daily routine. Now, this particular meal I created is for my wife's birthday dinner. Now, it is not a meal that I normally do with stir frying, but however, I want to demonstrate to you how I can create this meal all using a wok. First of all, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make mashed potatoes. Normally, people make potatoes by boiling it. But I find that actually the better way to make potatoes is by steaming it in a wok, and this is what I'm going to do for this meal. Instead of boiling the potatoes, you can actually steam many different kinds of carbohydrate in it. So in this case, I'm going to combine the steaming of mashed potato. Now for this meal, I decided I'm also going to use some carrots as well as some sweet potatoes. Now normally, if you boil them, you cannot boil them all together. It'll be more challenging. However, by steaming it, you can combine them. For example, in this case, I combined the potatoes together with some kabocha squash. You can combine it with almost anything that you would like. The advantage of this is that you don't have to separate them, and you can steam them for a long time without actually paying too much attention to them. And so for this particular meal, I make some mashed potatoes. And it usually takes about an hour to hour and a half to steam it. And all you have to do is just let it steam. Another advantage is that you can treat different ingredients separately. For example, in this case, I removed the carrot and the sweet potato earlier and set it into a different plate. This definitely makes the cooking process simpler and easier, and it allows you with greater flexibility. So all in all, I think it is a practical way to cook your vegetables. Now for the chicken, which is my wife has requested, I also cook it in the wok. I use the wok as basically as a boiler, and in this case I use the same rack which I use for steaming. The advantage of having the rack is that you can elevate the chicken from the bottom of the wok, so you can get better crisp and you make the skin less soggy. And so in this case, I simply paint the chicken with a coating. The wok that I'm using for baking and roasting this chicken is a Cook stainless steel wok. And just nice thing about a stainless steel wok is because they all come with a metal handle. So the stainless steel handle will allow me to use the wok in the oven. And this is the reason I think the stainless steel wok is a very versatile. It's probably the most effective wok that you might get because it allows you to use it in many different types of cooking functions. I have used this wok for roasting pork as well, for example, for making char siu. Again, the rack is excellent for elevate the food ingredients from touching the bottom surface of the wok, and this will allow the dripping to accumulate at the bottom without affecting the texture of the ingredients that you try to roast. This particular wok is really nice. The reason why I like this wok from the standpoint is that it has a stainless steel dome cover. This will actually allow me to accommodate a pretty large chicken if I have to. But if you have a Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok with a glass cover, it also will work, as long as you keep the temperature below 350 degrees, and this is where the glass cover is rated at. I roasted the chicken for about 1.5 hours with the cover on, and then I removed the cover and roasted it for another 30 minutes. And it turned out really great. The chicken is very tender and juicy. You can coat the chicken with almost anything that you would like. In this case, I coated with a combination of soy sauce, hoisin sauce, and oyster sauce. And next is that I make the dressing. The dressing is made from homemade bread that I bake. I just bake extra loaf of bread. And the homemade bread actually worked out very well. I'm also used the wok to initiate the process of making the dressing. First of all, I'm going to fry a few slices of bacon to provide some flavor for the dressing. In this case, I cook this dish in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. It's nice to have two woks because I can use one wok for baking the chicken. And next, I use the wok to stir fry and saute some thinly chopped onion. This will provide nice flavor for the dressing. Again, the wok is very useful because basically I am using the wok to stir fry all the ingredients together. I add some of my Wok with Tak basic seasoning mix to season the dressing. My wife loves this seasoning mix. She always asks me, make sure that I put enough in it. Again, the wok is great for cooking this dish. Of course, you can cook it in a skillet as well, but the wok makes it easier for you to stir fry and mix everything together. Now, this step, the wok definitely has an advantage over other type of cooking utensil. I add the bread directly to the wok, and I use my wok spatula to mix and stir everything together. Next, I add some heavy whipped cream, and then I follow by adding some purple cabbage to both brighten the color as well as to enhance the flavor of the dressing. Of course, you can add almost any additional vegetable that you would like. I just happen to have some purple cabbage in my advanced prepping. My wife happened to come by when I was doing this, and she wanted to make sure that I add enough of my basic seasoning. This followed by adding some water to hydrate the bread, so that I want to make sure that I have enough water for this purpose. Here I want to demonstrate to you the versatility as well as the practicality of the wok. Basically, you can use it to cook anything that requires mixing. So finally, I'm going to transfer it into a container. I'm going to garnish and add additional ingredients to complete this dish. I decided, since I have some mushrooms on hand, I have some portobello mushroom as well as some king oyster mushroom. And this followed by adding some bell pepper. Again, I just making it up as I go along because I have those ingredients on hand and I think it will make it taste good. I add a bit more water, make sure that I have enough hydration for the dressing. So the last step is to add some cheese. My wife loves cheese. I have both mozzarella and I'm going to add some feta cheese on top of it. Okay. Now I am ready. I put this into the oven and I'm going to bake it for about an hour. And it turned out to be pretty nice. I really like it. It's not probably my favorite thing, but my wife really enjoyed it. And since it's her birthday, and that is what all really matter. Okay, the next step is that after I remove the chicken, I'm going to make the gravy. My wife loves a good, nice, thick and delicious gravy. And this gravy particularly comes from the dressing of the chicken. And so, again, the wok turned out to be an excellent cooking utensil. Because of its large opening, you can mix the gravy relatively easily. Now, I'm also making apple pie. And I make use of the wok to make that apple pie. I use fresh apple, again, because I have some apple on hand. I cut them up, and I know I need to cook the apple a little bit to soften the texture, to create the type of texture that is suitable for an apple pie. So I cook the apple pie again. I stir-fry it in the wok, and I have to have some cranberry sauce that I make earlier. And this is made from the fresh cranberry. Again, I make the cranberry sauce in the wok as well. So I stir fry the cranberry and the apple together to create the filling for the apple pie. Okay, now I am all set and done. So I load up the pie and I bake it, and it turned out to be pretty good. Except I think my wife said the apple is a bit maybe too crunchy. I probably should have stir fried it a bit longer. I really enjoy and have fun in cooking this meal, but it took me much longer and more tedious than I realized. Certainly, this is not something that I want to do every day. because I will not able to have the time, the patience, as well as the endurance to cook a meal like this. For this reason, I still think stir-frying is probably the most effective, efficient, and practical cooking technique. I probably can cook a meal with equal complexity or greater complexity in a fraction of time. This meal took me about 4 hours to prepare. And if I have cooked a stir-fry meal using my fast cooking system, I will be in and out of the kitchen in less than 20 minutes. So again, I want to demonstrate to you the flexibility of how to use the wok in handling different type of cooking situations, including a traditional birthday dinner. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. If you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.